God. Do we not share our dev stream on PVFM? There we go. Who's messaging me? Don't forget to put it on the dev channel as well.
I just did.
Okay then. I don't know if I'm going to be bothered to log in. Okay, I'll start then. Might as well. Do you want to introduce them, Laura, or no?
Well, this stream kind of does introduce itself, in my opinion.
Fish.
Sheesh.
Alright then, welcome to, obviously, the spoopy edition. I don't know,
Yes, it kind of is the spoopy edition.
October 31st, Halloween or Hallows Eve, witches, and it's the one time of year I decide to get my Hocus Pocus DVD out of the closet. It's good. That Midler, man. It's all the way it is. Alright, so welcome to the October edition of the Moondance Stepmania 5.3 OutFox updates. We'll be talking about what's going on in the last month, where we're at, what's going to be happening in November and December, and the lead up to our anniversary edition of Alpha 5. Obviously, if you've got any questions while we're on chat, feel free to either add them into a Twitch or into our voice context or ask a question channels on the Project Moondance server. There's probably a link somewhere for the
Yes, there is.
Discord.
If you type !! Discord in chat.
Okay, that works. I don't want to log into Twitch because it's a faff.
Like so.
Yeah. So, first thing we'll talk about. I've got a bloody frog in my throat for some reason. Let me just shotgun some tango. Hold on. Oh, God. So, I know, right? Coughing, squeaky chair. It's great. So this month we've been focusing mostly on more language updates, more font updates, and fixing bugs within areas that have been reported. Follows on, obviously, from the bits and pieces that we introduced in 4.9.0, which were the new glyph system, UTF-8 initialization, and the beginnings of proper locale support within Stepmania. That work is still ongoing. I've not finished working on RageUtil and RageFile yet, so we have still a few problems with the loader, but that will fix itself once we've written out the old code and put the new in. So you'll basically be able to use proper non question mark log entries. Agreed. It's been pissing me off for years, and to be honest with you, I was getting tired of all the people that were quite rightly questioning it as a bug. It wasn't your fault that this shit hadn't been done 10 years ago. So we currently set the locale to ENUS-UTF-8, which is the most compatible across all the operating systems that we support. We will enable you to switch to your own locales in a future update. At the moment, while we've been testing and working on different aspects of what we need for support and what we need to, adjust and things like that. So, but if you have any other suggestions, or you want a specific language supported, we can add that support to the texture font generator, which I ended up modernizing so we can add the new fonts and new sharpness. So moving forward, I fixed a bug that was preventing some Linux operating systems from initializing the locales correctly. So if you had an error where you had a C locale that was a problem, that was a case of us using an incorrect command. So it was a case of, it was a problem. So that bug's definitely fixed. The biggest issue that we changed with theming, again, at the moment it's only sound waves, but soon should be the OutFox forks of things moving forward. We'll have the new 2 upper 2 lower, which we added, which is a brand new function to remove the legacy string equivalent, which was actually breaking Unicode support. So if you have found that some of your characters were not being displayed, that was due to Lua actually not supporting it because of the commands it's been using. This month on fonts, we've now got full Korean localization support. You can actually now run the game once it's been translated, obviously. We've got full glyph support for full Korean, full Japanese, full Chinese, full European with most Cyrillics, Greek, French, German, Spanish, etc. And we've just added Armenian because there's quite a few glyphs that are supported from the ZIV, Vanisher, whatever you want to call it, website. A lot of the packs there use quite some obscure glyphs. I guess they're like seeing question marks on Stepmania, maybe. I don't know. And I've just added the 2 missing blocks, which are the extended punctuation and Latin blocks, which will be available in 4.9. Excuse me. I just literally finished eating, so my throat's still like, Morty. So yeah, I'll go through quickly what we've been working on, and then I'll let the team go through what they've been working on and moving forward. Yes, that's quite correct, Telepron. Yeah, there's been quite a few. They use some really obscure glyphs. I don't know why they have to decide to use stuff that's well out of the block, because they know it's not going to work on Stepmania. I don't know why they do it. It's never sort of like made any sense why you would deliberately use a glyph that would actually not display in the game, because obviously it's going to ruin your the way your file's displayed if Rage Util even reads it.
This pack that I'm playing right now, the song I just played, had a glyph that we just had to implement today because we saw it was not covered by our glyphs yet. Alright,
so the other factor, which I had a lot of questions about, was the obviously the need to temporarily change our name from Stepmania to Project OutFox, or to remove the Stepmania name. That was due to a written complaint that GitHub and GitLab had received about the fact that we were using project name as part of the development. And we were reached out to, given the usual stop it or we're going to delete all your stuff. and we have amicably solved that out now with GitHub directly, so there should be no more faffing around. It was a previous contributor on the Stepmania repo from about 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah, don't know what their motive was. Never going to know who it was, so I'm not going to bother trying to work out who it was or go on a witch hunt or anything. Yeah, stuff happens. But we've got it on good terms that we're quite happy to use the project name because we are going to be moving onto the repo eventually. So yeah, it's fine. It's all good. So this month's primarily been quality of life stuff. We've been fixing a couple of reported bugs. It's not been a particularly interesting month. It's mainly a hot fix. So I went on 0.8.5 rather than 0.8.1. Most of it's just been the Unicode stuff, fixing that, and a few reported bugs. Again, there are obviously the rebranding took quite a while. It's an absolute waste of nearly a month of our development time for. We've added a few new functions, as we always do. Sneak a couple in, and yeah, I'll go through a few of those in a moment. But let's. Who wants to go first? Kid, do you want to go and have a chat about what you're working on?
It wasn't much. I was just doing some small bug fixes.
Enums?
Yeah, I was working with Joust on the enums branch. I've gotten most of the game turned over. I'm just waiting for everyone else to figure out what we're going to do with certain enums.
Okay. Joust?
Yeah.
What you been up to?
Well, fighting FFmpeg mostly.
Okay, explain to the folks what you've been up to. That's what this is for.
Yeah, I've been doing some little bug fixes and fighting FFmpeg again. And we found a really big bug in FFmpeg, so it's going to be fun to fix. Other than that, let's see. We adjusted MIDI a little bit more, so it probably properly supports a lot of controllers now. And yeah,
Come on.
Did you fix a bug with like the music wheel?
Yeah, I'm just checking what I all did. Oh yeah, I've also fixed M mod and A mod with display BPM. I fixed random movies when a video is not available. Oh yeah, another bug with FFmpeg. A lot of people were complaining about banners double playing, like double speed. I fixed that, so they're no longer double speed. So your videos should all work fine now. It's just we still need to look more into FFmpeg. Shit.
Okay.
But that's it.
And you forgot completely about the MIDI stuff then?
No, I just said the MIDI stuff.
You're going to explain to them what it is?
I said we added more controller support.
Well, MIDI's not really a controller, is it?
I don't know how else to explain it.
See, this is like, this is the pain that I have to deal with. It's savage,
I'm a programmer, not really a social guy.
Well, so. Program is a strong word.
Okay.
Did it involve adding the ability to take in MIDI input via Lua?
Oh yeah, the analog Lua support.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, we added support so people can make weird-ass mods using MIDI controllers. So we have touch sensitivity and so all analog based.
It's on Windows only so far, but we are looking at adding the Mac event system and the Linux event system as well. But yes, it is MIDI. My DJ controller works, and I can actually play the game from it, so it's actually pretty good. Jose? Is he alive?
So there hasn't actually been a lot of stuff from me, aside from a couple fixes. mostly gameplay related. For example, as a lot of people, and I really mean a lot of people, even on Twitch streams on our Get Issue Tracker, have pointed out, there was a bug again with the Lua timing system. Given that for some reason, well, actually, I do know the reason. Any timing scaling, so basically any difficulty for timings that was not 4, would basically make a recursive scale up or scale down of the timing window. For example, if you were on, let's say, scale 5, that would make the timing a little bit tighter. But what would happen is that after every node, the window for it would multiply itself again and again and again, making the window even bigger and bigger, causing overflows to the node and making the nodes, well, be hittable in incredibly large spaces, which was pretty surreal to see live, even. um, I would like to thank all the people who pointed that out, and even Maractus, who showcased it to me live. It was a really, really weird fuck up. But that is fixed. There's no need to mention the issue again. It was fixed the day that I saw it on Twitch. I fixed it like 30 minutes after the stream. There's no need. So yeah, there's that one. There was also another a local fix that I did as well, because there was a little mistake that happened on the Stepmania CPP file. A little missing dash when initializing the base locale. And another thing I also did was, hang on, let me look at this again. It was something about custom scale. Oh no, wait, how is that? Wow, I really didn't do a lot in this version. Hold on. Yeah, that's actually it. But also, actually, another thing, which is not actually coming on this version because it's still in the works. We are working on a vertical interface version for later releases. As we have seen that there's actually now a lot of demand for people using vertical screens for the game,
Yeah, portrait.
and they want to interface. Yeah, in portrait mode, and they want to interface like that. So we're working on that as well. It probably will take a couple versions before we get to that. So, yeah.
It's free real estate.
Okay.
Now there
Not
actually
really.
is something else I'm working on for a future version too, but to actually show this off, I'll need to switch game modes, so give me a moment here. So para mode has its own specific needs, so I decided to actually start working on a dedicated user interface specifically for this mode.
The theme actually checks for what it can get. So if there's a jacket for the song, then it will grab the jacket first. If there's no, then it will pick the song background. If there's not that, then it will grab the song banner. And if it's not that, then it will just pull the fallback background.
And we're still going to be trimming down some of these options menus for this mode. Right now it's mainly just what we have normally, but there will be more dedicated adaptations over time. This mode is a work in progress, but maybe playing something with a video would probably help.
Yeah, it will be better with a video. Solico should do it.
But yeah, it's a minimalistic interface, bit more stripped down, mainly to focus on the bare essentials. Because you don't really need everything for this game. Also, no judgments because we don't really use judgments in this mode. Now, something you will actually see in the next version from this is the slight tweaks to the para note skin. I decided to make it a bit more enhanced for visibility. Like, I think it looks a little less bare, a bit more complete like this, so... Also, I'm only playing this song very quietly because I know Twitch is getting a lot more antsy about music and copyright, and, well, that's the inherent problem when you're playing a game whose soundtrack is basically majority songs like this.
It's a fun world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah, we are looking at doing special modes for everyone. Yeah. Obviously, Para will not be available in any other mode because that would be silly. Because Para is it's about choreography. It's not about accuracy. It's not about anything like that. So, but yeah, we are looking at doing separate modes for separate game modes. It's something that we've been wanting to do for some time.
Yeah, we were actually discussing basically breaking themes into game types just like we do note skins, i.e. having quote-unquote global themes, which are basically what we have now, but also having themes that can declare themselves as being for a specific mode and only usable in that mode. So we can apply the necessary optimizations at a different level for consistency. And also, as you can see, the results screen is similarly stripped down. We got like the fraction of the notes instead of just judgments, because it's all hit or miss here.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell for Para. Okay, so I'll carry on with a little bit about what we're going to be doing over the next month up until Alpha 5. Now that the enumerators used, you look at the file name. You've missed the file name on that file.
Oh, yeah, I need to fix that. When I downloaded it, it was like this, so...
So Alpha 5 will be obviously a big update because warrants a nice thing. I'll let Jose. Do you want to discuss a little bit about what you're going to do for Alpha 5? You don't need to do everything. It's just a little teaser.
I guess I could explain some things. I actually really don't want to reveal a lot, but okay.
You don't have to reveal everything. Just tease.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can tell you one thing. Get your keyboard shortcuts. Get your numbers ready for later. Because something is happening with a particular tool within the engine that everyone wants to avoid and uses external programs for. Because it has still been updated a lot, and it's looking more and more that it's going to be... I'll just say it. As a related thing is becoming more like AV. That's all I'm going to say with that one.
Yep. We're still working on the pump it up modes. we've had to wait until other parts of the engine have been fixed before they can be naturally included. So there have been some delays on that factor. And everyone else, like, giving us bugs and lots of random stuff to fix, But it is on the cards. It might be January, February now before a full version comes out. But it's still going to happen. You're going to get your sim-accurate version of Pump It Up. And then after Christmas, we'll be working on probably BMS. Could be the next step.
Yeah, I've already been doing some BMS-related mock-ups, and they actually do look pretty slick, and I've also gotten some excellent feedback on them so far, so get ready for that.
Are you going to show them, or?
Oh, hold on. I'm just going to load it into OBS so I can show you. What I've been basically doing was taking into account some similar games. Like, I did some mock-ups with Beatmania style layouts in mind. I did some mock-ups with Easy2 DJ style mock-ups in mind. So, I'm going to show you the Easy2 one first, because I actually think it's the best example of how I want BMS to look in general. There's similar games where they have different button layouts, but what I want to do is keep things kind of unified as one sort of theme. Okay, okay, looking for the mock-ups. Just give me a moment. Mocks.
So Maractus asks about the theme with less options and more graphical stuff for starting Stepmania players. And yes, there is a plan to have that as part of the first run type part of the game when we get around to it. So it's not scrapped. I don't think it'll probably be all the white crazy stuff that we designed, because white's basically just going to burn your pixels on your monitor if it's there for a while. So,
and it'll probably also burn your eyes if it's in a dark room.
Yeah, we don't really want to have a bright white theme on the CRT either, because you're going to end up with, burning on the glass. But there are things that we want to look at for beginner players. And we could actually have the first mode that the player plays as the beginner. And then obviously they can switch to dance or ITG mode or whatever later on. So yeah, it's an idea that we've been looking at. And now that obviously we can look at mode-specific games and themes, there's nothing stopping us doing that with the beginner theme that was being worked on. We just have to do a slightly less white and retina-destroying version of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that we want to do, make the game a little bit more friendlier. Cut the menu options down to maybe less than 5. In fact, half of the settings that we have in Stepmania, the average person never touches. So. And I would also like to move it. Later on down the line is have a beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert. So if you're just a beginner, half of the settings are just disappear. You don't need them. So, if you're never going to use mods, don't need them. You don't need to worry about anything other than a speed mod and a rate mod. Job done. That sort of thing. So, and that's what we're looking at moving forward. So, yeah, it's going to happen, Maractus.
And Squirrel.
Mm.
We're also going to have a arcade mode, so people like a lot of options were only for arcade, which you don't really need.
Yeah, we need to split those up into arcade. Yeah. So if you've got a cab as well, if you're running on a cab, you can switch to that mode, and then we'll enable all the arcade bits and pieces like the, lights, drivers, memory card managers, slightly tighter polling, and things like that. So yeah. Okay, we're over the next month, we're going to carry on working with fonts, most likely. We'll finish the enums branch, hopefully get that into the game. We'll put it out to people, yeah, for sure. We'll do some mock-ups, and you guys can have a vote and things. And we're going to look at, obviously, working on a little bit more with some fixes. Jose and Leroy will be busy with the theming stuff. Kid and I have got lots of documentation stuff to do this month, so that's going to be our workload. Joust is probably going to do. Are you going to do some creative stuff this month, Joust?
Oh no, really, I need to find something to do.
Well, you've got the screen stuff I asked you to do, didn't you?
Yeah, that's like a few hours of work. It's not a month of work.
Right, then we'll get it done then. Well, why is it not done then if it's only a few hours work?
Because motivation.
Motivation is pretty hard to find sometimes.
Yeah. Talking to the guy, he's got 14 stitches in his hand and still coding. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this month's just preparing towards the Alpha 5 release. The big update, obviously, we'll tease over the next month or so. The next Alpha update will be 4.9.1. Again, we're sort of releasing super early because next update should be actually at the end of November. But due to the fact that it's breaking Raspberry Pi and breaking our Linux builds with the fact that Cube didn't build the correct hotfix, we'll push him to kick his ass. But again, if you find any glyphs that need to be added, or you want a language added, just let me know, and I'll add the font support to texture font generator, and obviously help with the debugging of FFmpeg for those of you obviously that are in the Alpha team can give us a hand with that. This month I added. We're not adding fucking old English fonts. We're going to do hieroglyphs because we can, but I'm not doing anything stupid like that. I've added IPA and spacing characters this month, primarily again for people who play a lot of. We've added emojis.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was peaceable even. I remember.
The
Peaceable
Japanese
was the one.
symbol selection's got loads of emojis in.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You can have a snowman, frying pan, fan hammer, that sort of thing.
Did we answer Telparion's question about Beatmania mode?
Did I say again?
Did
Oh,
we
yeah,
answer Teleperon's question about Beatmania mode?
No, I was getting to that.
Ah,
We are going to support BMS on, yes. We've got a partial reader already, but I'm going to work with a couple other bits and pieces because there's another part of that standard we want to add for the DTX mode for the drums, which is also written in partial BMS ON as well. So yeah, we will naturally we'll keep and update the original BMS reader and the original PMS reader for pop and music because they're very similar. But what I would like to do moving forward again is like you guys are writing BMS on, I would like to move pop and music over to that as well. So pop and music uses a JSON based format because again it's got a lot of the same gimmicks and sound system stuff that BMS has. So I think keeping pop and music and BMS and BMS along those times would be better. Yeah, we've got like lots of different modes planned. It's just the problem is obviously we're 6 people. The workload that we required to fix everything that we're doing is way higher than we were expecting. So although obviously it's been fun to slip in new modes, we've only been able to put like the skeleton in of basic guitar. We've only been able to put in, like lots of stuff in Can you go down to experimental settings, Lero?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a case of this menu's getting bigger and bigger, so we will start looking at moving things down as time goes on. So for those of you who do play a lot, you don't need to have smooth lines on anymore. Yeah, it's only pretty much used if you play on a DDRX style. And yeah, we're more than happy to help with to have help with things. Not a problem. If you have smooth lines on, it doesn't do what you think it used to do on 5.3. Okay, it's quite important that you guys know this. Switch points and blending on. I didn't tell you to leave.
Whoops, sorry.
You
Yes,
failed me for the last time.
I just turned it off earlier.
You failed
The
me for the
Senate
last
is
time.
disappointed by your actions.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to just go through some of the bits and pieces with some of the settings. So, smooth lines in the old game defaulted back to a CPU-based function, which basically dropped your game performance by about 35%. So, if you turn off smooth lines and you use stuff with smooth lines, your game will run like a dog that's been shot. If you have smooth lines on, but the problem is, again, even that's not optimized, but if you have smooth lines on, it at least will use the more modern functions on 5.1. On 5.3, however, we don't have the fallback anymore. So if you have smooth lines off, that falls back to the old smooth lines options, because that's how it should have been in the fucking first place. So if you have smooth lines on, that uses actually a new, more modern smooth lines function, which includes multi-sample anti-aliasing. But the fact is, you can get a better effect if you turn off smooth lines and enable blend and points, which is what I got Lero to do in the experimental options, because you get like really, really cool effects like this, you see. Now, again, PC Boy, as just mentioned, obviously with the AFT spiral generator, you can also do you can do points and blending with it on or off, PC Boy. With it on alongside smooth lines on, it does a load of stuff, but it does a different effect if it's off with blends and points on. So you just need to remember about that one. Yeah, we've optimized a lot of the draw chain, so it's been, it looks pretty cool. Have you got the AFT generator, Lero?
I got it on DarkFox.
Yeah, I suppose you can boot DarkFox up quickly and let them show it.
After I'm done here.
Yeah, finish this one first.
Because it's a
You may
good
also
song.
You may want to turn off like the stats display.
Yeah, if you got
Before.
stats on for it as well. Yeah. Or is it just a bear?
Remember,
Is
stats
it using the
display
same
caused
preferences
problem.
file as your current Stepmania setup?
Actually, no, it's completely isolated from the other one. It's not even on the same drive.
No, stats display doesn't cause problems. It's just got stuff on there we don't want to show off. It's all
Loads before the pause menu.
it's all secret. Oh, stats display for the AFT generator. Yeah, it's in a different thread, isn't it? So you get a race condition.
It's a secret.
Secret. Donkey.
So, just give me a moment while I switch over.
Yeah. So you basically the AFT spiral generator is pretty cool. It's just a technical demo, but it looks really cool
Should I
and shows
have
off some of the bits.
Should I have smooth lines on or off?
Run it on and then put points and blending on as well. And you can try it do one run with it off, one with it on, and then one with smooth lines off, just to show the difference.
Yeah, we'll do a little mix of them all.
Yeah. What other features did we add? We added God, so much stuff. We end up forgetting half of what we've done, unfortunately, which makes it obviously pretty crappy for our for our demos. Yeah, we're also building with Minimade on now for Windows and Linux, and you will get jack support built in for Linux now, because we couldn't actually work out why they were off in the first place. I think we turned them off for some reason, and then we sort of fixed it, didn't we? I actually can't remember what it was. There was some reason why we stopped it, but people need them for the lights drivers. So obviously.
Well, the reason Jack was off, I have no idea. I have no idea why Jack was disabled. But we disabled Minimate because we were going to rewrite it, because the Minimate implementation was questionable.
Yeah, but I think at the minute let's have people have working lights rather than wait for us to do that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it from our bits and pieces that we've done this month. Moving forward, we've got more stuff to come. We're going to start doing the proper generation of documentation. I'm going to write an actual manual for the game so you guys can read about hidden features and all cool crap like that, missing. And we'll probably end up talking to you guys a lot about what you know about the game that we probably don't, because there's no bloody documentation at all. So
yeah, there's like strange key combos that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's we will. Once Lero's decided to load up, what are you doing, Lero?
I'm doing the AFT spiral generator. Oh wait,
You're not showing it.
Oh, hold on, sorry.
This guy, man, can't get the stuff.
Ooh.
So do you want to now go out of that and start it up again so people can see it?
Okay.
This guy
Sorry about that.
can't get the stuff.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
mix up.
All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We're here for 20 odd minutes or so, so get your questions in.
I also find it really cool that like it also modifies a little bit outside of the sim file. Like it also affects the loading screen.
So this is actually pretty nifty.
Yeah, so PC Boy, do you want to explain what this is? You can do it in text or you can do it in voice.
So what this is an active frame texture basing on another active frame texture to prevent graffiti, and then I'm running note paths through it through player 1 and player 2. And for the compressing note paths, I'm using reverse. The F and I that are mentioned in the bottom left are for flip and invert. And then there are some other controls in the top left. You can mess around with these, or you can randomly generate with the top right controls, or by restarting the song. Speaking of restarting the song, I modified the pause menu too.
Yeah, if you just double tap escape. Oh, that's interesting. It also does a slightly different thing when it... Oh, that's... Wait, what?
What is
Now
the
I'm
help
curious what
text?
that sentence translates to.
Pumpkin Loopy. Yeah, basically, this is the most actively developed version of Stepmania right now. Unless you've got, like, you're running on Windows XP, there's no reason. Like, honestly. We support everything else from 5.0, 5.1. We run way better on Mac and Linux than the other versions of the game. And we've got way better input systems. So it depends on what you use for your playing, what you play with, Pumpkin.
I'm gonna turn smooth lines off. So just give me a second.
Smooth lines off is in the graphics options. You didn't need to exit the game for it.
Oh, but don't you have to restart the game for that other one?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
because the game already resets itself to apply it.
Yeah. Smooth lines is just in the draw pipe. We've got it so it resets if you change it. It's not a problem.
Oh, okay. See, sometimes it's embarrassing that even I learn things sometimes during these streams.
Yeah.
So Apple's asked something with Would it be possible to add a display showing every note with sections you missed highlighted in red so players know where they can improve on the results screen? That's basically you're asking if we can do a replay. That's basically what you're asking for. You want a replay.
Yeah, that is essentially
Actually,
what I meant.
no. So there's a little thing you said later. So it's like Aero Vortex's preview screen, but on the results screen.
Yeah, that's a replay.
It's a replay. You just
Yeah, but basically it's a replay, but it shows the individual score for every node as well. Kind of like Random Horizons replay now.
Or some versions of DDR. I've heard
Yeah.
there were very few that did this.
Yeah, that
In
was
fact, I think I own one of them.
Ooh. Oh yeah, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, you got much thinner lines and much cooler effects available. We could look at that after Alpha 5, yeah. It could be something we could add later on. So, yeah, that's something we could add. Look at it as a new feature type thing. Apple just put it up on the repo as a request. Any other questions, guys? We're here. Just throw anything at us. It's not a problem. We're not easily offended. If you've got questions, any at all, just ask. The game must be perfect, guys. No one's asking anything.
Ooh. Maneka
Yes, it's in progress, Ulti. It's in progress. The rework of the options menu is in progress. It's going to be something that we're actively doing. We're going to add a. I don't know if you guys have ever used XBMC. What's it called these days? Is it
Cody?
Combi? Was it Cody?
K-O-D.
Cody.
Where they have the menus for beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert. That's what we're going to switch the menus to, so players can choose what they want to see. And then there'll also be an arcade option for people, obviously, that use arcades or have got cabs or have got a home system but use the lights manager. We'll use the input system, the analog input system when we've finished rewriting it and things like that. So there'll be lots of options that we're going to break away from just being enabled all the time because they're not needed. And we're going to look at as well seeing if we can include some of the libUSB updates that have recently come out for libUSB. So those of you that have got FSR or analog-based polling Arduino pads or custom pads, that includes obviously SMX, you'll be able to configure and calibrate those in-game. So it's something that me and Jas will be working on after Christmas when the new analog drive is finished. All right, so... And it's just things like, not everyone uses lights, so why is the lights manager running all the time? You see what I mean? It's things like that. We just, because the game was originally written purely for arcade, it's still got a lot of arcade in it, regardless of if you play on PC or if you play on, a Raspberry Pi, for example. Most people on a Pi will just need the lights driver and the input driver. They won't even need a mem card because obviously they'll be on a Pi. They just need to save everything to the, SD card and things like that. So yeah. Can we turn the game into a visual novel? No. There might be an RPG mode later,
I mean, anything's doable with Lua.
Yeah, we probably could. We could actually do like what Taiko no Tatsujin does, where we have like a battle game mode, which would be pretty cool. Something me and Jouse and the others will probably work on. Kid, I think, would like to do that for the mods. That'd be quite fun.
Apple Arcade put an example picture in voice context.
Yeah, I've said to put it into. He needs to basically put it into a feature request, like I said, so it's not lost. Just started using this. Really liked I could use my old Mania right out. Yeah, well, some games we support everything 5.x apart from 5.2. We just don't even go there.
Yeah.
But everything else from 5.0 and 5.1 and 4.alpha 4 onwards, we support. So yeah, and all the dance of intensity stuff from the early 2000s. Most of the early SM stuff we still support if it's a .sm and not XML, because we've not actually looked at Quirks mode. God, that's a rabbit hole on its own. I think we could probably spend a year fixing that, couldn't we?
Oh my.
That
Yeah.
sounds like pain.
And to think I haven't already caused you enough rabbit holes.
Calm yourself. Don't get too excited. But thanks for all the follows. Matt Dog, Pirate Poog. Let's have a look. Who else we got?
Ray Dog,
Telepron.
Pirate Poog, Pumpkin Loopy, Engine Machiner, Nomar,
Hey, we know.
Sabra.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
Like Konami keeping the joint premium graphics. Yeah. Not the custom glyphs in old DWIs. We actually support that, but to be honest with you, it's such a not needed function, and it uses the Unicode variances. And to be honest with you, we're getting away from supporting Unicode, and we want to go UTF because the future, and a lot of operating systems are original 1998 Unicode support, which is what the game has. That's where you get all the question marks for glyphs that don't exist and things like that, or it just crashes. So yeah, we're just moving away from that slowly and surely. And Cube has decided to show his face, which is interesting. He's probably been dancing, hasn't he? Instead of doing work.
I mean, yeah, I
bet he's been dancing instead of doing work.
He rage quitted even yesterday.
He rage quit SMX, did he?
Yeah, he couldn't. I don't know if he actually still did the pass on Max 428. I don't know, but during the attempt, he just raged quit and he just broke the stream and it just ended abruptly.
So did he break his? Did you break your controller or something? Did you break his controller? We'll have to find out, won't we? But there are lots of things. We are going to be bringing a lot more modes into play after Christmas. So you just slam the laptop shut. Are you going to push up the profile stuff so we can start looking at that, please? Kick his ass. I'll kick his ass on channel there. You see, call him out. Why are people messaging me at 5 to 10, man? What the literal poop?
Kick his ass. Kick his ass.
Yes, last Monday I was going to do it. Right, so last Monday, it's still not there though, is it? All right, questions, people. We got a couple of you here, a few of you in voice. Come on. What do you want to know before we sign off? It's fine. We know you're busy, Cube. It's all good. You'll need to ask Cube about that one. Production. All right, so I'll ask. It sort of asks for. It matches a couple of questions with Pirate Poogs as well. Right, so Cube's mentioned trying to get a test build of the Serial Lights driver on Windows. Are you going to add that can you just add that to the repo and then we'll do a test build? So yeah, we'll get that done. 48 Productions as part of add it to the repo, Cube. As with stats.xml, that's going to be moved to a database where you'll be able to import stats.xmls from obviously previous versions of the game and such like. But we're looking at obviously doing a new version of the StatMania Online and building. I like everything going on. Just waiting on a more robust fitness mode. Yeah, fitness mode's next year. Custom lights is also actually next year. Will you consider DRM KMS? We already support that. DRM, we support DRM out the box, but to be honest with you, you're going to miss out on a lot of the features if you go straight direct rendering, because you're going to get only basic. You're only going to get basic OpenGL 1.1 support. So you probably want to do at least Wayland X11, the minimalist version of it. But we will actually start looking at building images for cabs, like what DINS does for 5.1. So there's stuff we can do, and Tej as well for stamina. I know you guys have been wanting to do. You've been wanting an image for 5.3, so we'll look at doing proper Linux support and things like that. So yeah. Any other questions? I'd love a fitness mode. We have a fitness mode. Just we need to make a better one. Yeah, and we know fitness mode needs improvement. Most of the math is off on it as well. Damn itching.
Explain, Apple. Dying core system. What is that?
What?
I think it's related to Taiko? I was thinking Beatmania. Because I recall Beatmania having Dan choruses.
Oh, I know what they are. Yeah. Well, Taiko mode, we're not going to talk about because I don't know what you mean by Taiko. I don't know. It may or may not appear as a game mode.
You just throw the drum and it makes a dawn sound.
I thought, didn't you hit it with a crossbow or something? Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure
no,
you hit it
wait,
with a
you're
sword.
supposed to. You're supposed to place it on a pad and then you just do something with it.
Yeah, so as I said, lots of stuff planned. Don is coming. We'll talk a little bit about actually where is Sheepy left, did he? I don't know what Taiko is. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Taiko works on the wrong machines.
Yeah,
What?
Taiko does, yeah.
Why do you have to bring this up, Joust?
Because he has to just,
I
Yes,
think
we know what Nijato is. I own like every version of Taiko for crying out loud. This guy.
If it's thinking we have to make an auto-generated system for every single song in the entire Stepmania universe. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Anyways, shush, Apple. Punch you in the face. Where is... I thought Sheepy or Shrimpo would be around, but okay then. Moru? Is even Moru here?
No, actually, Nora's not.
Yeah, they're actually not. Oh, Shrimpo's in Twitch chat.
What do you want to talk about? Tiny Foxes? What you're doing with Shizzle on the Dizzle? Or am I going to have to fucking do it? I'm going to have to do it, aren't I?
I'll say what you say.
You guys can't join. Alright, fine, I'll do it then. So, alright, we have a Tiny Foxes repo, which has just been linked in the Twitch voice. It's github.com/tiny-foxes. It's full of like community content, note skins, bits and pieces, and stuff like that. And it's just been linked into the voice context channel in our Discord. And it's full of community donated and collaborated items, including our translations, including note skins, and a version of the Simply Love theme for OutFox specifically. So if you want to, if you can't get the original one to work, or you want to use the one that's got some optimizations, that's fine. we are working on improving it and making it better for 5.3 specifically. They want to support 5.0 and 5.1, which is fine, and we'll make R1 verse support 5.3. So, any trouble can be directed to that repo instead. We also have a replica of the theme for 5.0 if you really like yellow. Which is, it's very yellow. That's all I can say about it. Yellow. But if you obviously have to have your 5.0.12 theme, it's there and it's yellow. Other than that, it's got there's also different color schemes for sound waves, and everyone's free to generate and work on it. Everyone's free to add content to Tiny Foxes, and it gets merged into the main line at the end of every month. So usually just before an update, depending on if we've got lots of translational bits and pieces to do.
Yeah, some of the new color schemes that were actually in the last build were actually originating from that repository, so...
Yeah, it's a nice way of it's a really cool. Play some arrows. I think we've seen enough of the Twilight Zone here.
Yeah, I was starting to get a little bored of it too. Although it's kind of cute. It's kind of like a spiral graph.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Reminds me of those places where they just have a tile spin and, you drop some paint on it while it's spinning.
Yeah. So, if you guys want to start, adding to the community contributions, Tiny Foxes, you come and join our Moondance server, work on the Tiny Foxes branch, and, your stuff can make it into the game, make it official. Again, those of you, obviously, that have questions on our status, don't know why that's important, but those of you that want to care, we will be replacing 5.1 as far as it goes on the Stepmania repo when we open source. That is a fact. I am also currently working with several of the original Stepmania development team to rekindle our social media, our Twitter, Facebook, and other bits and pieces, in line with rekindling the community. Our server was likely to be renamed to Stepmania OutFox, and I'm hoping eventually to become the official community for Stepmania itself. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I feel we need a home for people who want to play Stepmania and talk about the game and its many different variances. The biggest issue with OutFox is we're not aimed at one particular mode. We've never ever set ourselves on being up, down, left, right. We're not 4-key set, we're not 5-key set, we are not even mode set at the moment. We are creating Stepmania as a multimodal rhythm game engine which can support and portray and simulate many different modes. And that's what this project is about. It's not about being a DDR clone, it's not about being a BMS clone or a Poppen clone or a PIU clone. No, it is about making all of those modes equal to everyone else.
Yes,
and hence
gaming engine.
And hence, obviously, the fact that I love Para. It got ported a little bit earlier than the others, but yes. Can you get what? Player-specific autoplay. You have that already. It's a fucking option in the options menu.
Maybe they want player-specific autoplay CPU as well. Because I know that's not a thing that's possible.
Well, you don't, like, if I want to play a song but have two played... Well, code's there. Why don't you code it yourself? Ah! Oh, really?
He took out the gun. He didn't want to take out the gun to steal.
Yeah, I'm with Pseudo on this.
ridiculous. Oh, baby.
Do not
One
think I
good
would-
player and one bad player.
My detective Fenneco.
Player-specific AI levels. What?
That'd actually be pretty cool. Because I'm pretty sure.
Is
right
there
now
an
there's-
ETA on the game becoming open source? Always, every stream there's always one,
There's
isn't
one. There's always one.
there? Like I said today, we are not going to be pushed to open source too early. All right, there's several pieces of logic. No, there's several pieces of logic behind this. Obviously, we have a link to the FAQ, but I'll explain it in voice so you know. We are mirroring SSC, the Spinal Shark Collective, in several of their methodologies in developing. Now, unlike the SSC, I don't want history to repeat itself on the fact that they went open source while they were still actively developing Stepmania, and when it was moved to 5, they were still actively developing it. Now, what the problem was with that is everyone and their mother decided to have an opinion on everything that they were doing, which resulted in conflict, arguments, people waiting ages for PRs, people waiting ages to get answers, undue pressure on the development team. There were lots of insults, lots of bullying, lots of bad juju and lots of bad, karma and everything. And to the point where the dev team burnt out and just were done. So, to be honest with you, as much as people are pressuring us all the time with the questions, I know, OT, it's the first time you've asked, so that's why I'm not, being angry with you. But the answer is, and it's not a popular answer, but the fact is, we will release it when we're stable on contributions. Because I don't want any of our team to suffer what SSC did back in 2013, 2014. Because it's, we're here to better the game for everyone. And, I want to make sure that our team's protected with their mental health. And I'd never ever want this to become something that they later hate. Because of the fact is, the community got toxic and too entitled. Because half the people that pressured the original team from the Spinal Shark Collective never ever contributed. They were just that vocal minority that wanted to take the piss and have their say, even though it wasn't even needed or required. And when I looked through the back of the history of SM, when we were looking at, where we were going to take our project from, where we were going from, and I've spoken to quite a few members of the Spinal Shark Collective. I don't want that for the Risu team, and I don't want that for what this project becomes, because I don't want it to be another failed attempt to produce something the community obviously wants, needs, but it's not going to come at the expense of us as human beings at the end of the day. So it's not a case of me publicly shaming you for asking the question. It's a case of I just wanted the real reasoning behind it to be heard. It's not about being. We have no political agenda. We have no e-penis to wave around for being like a version of Stepmania. The case is we started this project because we feel the game needs a little bit of love for the 21st century. It needs a little bit of love for this decade, naturally. And the fact is, it's been neglected for nearly 5 to 10 years. And to be honest with you, we can make a lot more progress a lot quicker by doing everything as we need. If you don't like it, we fork it when we go open source. But at the end of the day, what was that glyph down there? Lero, escape.
That's something we haven't actually. We need to merge that into this particular branch, but I haven't done that yet.
You haven't pulled, have you? Alright, okay. So,
yeah, we need to cherry pick.
It's a little bit somber, Ulti, I appreciate. but it's just, yeah, I don't want to go through that. So I know it's obviously not the answer you want to hear, because everyone obviously wants a piece, but yeah, while we're working on it and we're still doing rapid development and we're doing 50 to 60 commits a week plus, yeah, it would be really hard to scope snapshots from where people have compiled from as well. So we would end up having an issues tracker that would be absolutely hammered, and if we did it on the main Stepmania repo, again, it'd be chaos. So keeping it closed source, having an open alpha team that get access to early builds that can help us bug test, that's for us at the moment the way that we're going to work for the next year or so. And I'm hoping this time next year we've done the majority of where we want to be. We can go open source and then just finish the remaining game modes. But again, I can't unfortunately have a crystal ball. So exactly that. Yeah, you've nailed it. I'm explaining it. But yeah, pretty much that. If we rush it, everyone's going to have an opinion, and then we're not going to be able to fix what we've pushed out, and that's what we don't want. So yeah. Well, we're not delayed. We've actually released monthly, so I can't. You got to admit our release schedule is pretty robust, and we have released more alphas than SSC did in the same time frame. So I think, although obviously you guys want access to the source and you want to be able to muck around with it and put your own edge and spin on things, which is natural, I love it, but J builds. He's
typo arm builds.
Yeah, his mind's definitely somewhere else, isn't it?
Like.
Okay. But Ulti, if you do want to work with anything from the game, or if you have questions about the game, you are more than welcome to ask. You don't have to, we are quite open with things that we've done, and if you've got questions, you can just pop into the Discord and ask, or ping me when I'm in voice. When you buy me a touchscreen. Pretty simple. We already support touchscreens anyway, you ass. It's just a case of adding the actors. You already know this. We've had touchscreen support since what? Oh, you want a renew theme? Oh, okay. You guys get to have the option to delay games. Oh, we do, yeah.
Ulti, you can probably talk to me later in the Discord about that.
Yeah, just ping across from come into our Discord and have a chat if you like.
I mean, we don't have shaders, but we got mods.
Yeah, we got mods. Wishful thinking there, buddy.
I wish I had shaders.
Are you thinking of implementing them in a prior version of the game then? Yeah, but the problem is, shaders don't work on SM5, so you're basically stopping any of the SM5 players from working. Time, Pseudo. Just time. I've got to rewrite the rest of the bits of the missing pipe. Yeah, it's a case of we've only got me and Joust as the main C++ programmers, so it's just a case of going from there. Wondering about getting stuff ported to Eterna. A good start for that is looking at one look at the OpenITG repo. And there's lots of stuff in the OpenITG repo for arrow effects and things like that. That's where a lot of the mods are. So yeah, definitely come and have a chat with us. We can talk to you more about it. Obviously, out of the scope of this. Just join the Moondance server, and we've got no problems giving you a hand with some bits and pieces. Some of the stuff definitely will not work in Eterna because they're based off 5.0, not 5.1. So I think there are some differences there, aren't there, kid?
Yeah, there's some differences between 5.1 and what we have.
Yeah, and so a lot of the stuff we have in OutFox will definitely not be able to be ported across. But
At least not with copy paste.
God no. I don't even know. We'd have to have a look at what math Eterna is using. I don't know if they've upgraded their math to 5.1. Yeah, we'll have a talk about that outside of the chat. Yeah, so it's
It's another discussion for another time.
Yeah, but you're more than welcome to come and have a chat, Ulti. It's not at all bad. Have we got any other questions? Four-wheel driver. Okay, yeah. Well, Lero can do that after the stream cube. Yeah, we're looking at also. We're also looking at adding. Well, we've got obviously keyboard mode on SM 5.3, but it's nothing like Eterna's. So, we're on Lua 5.3.
Yeah.
We're not even on 5.1. So, yeah, we're on a different version of Lua altogether. Let me have a look. Macros are fixed. Yeah, done. Any other questions while we're here? Come on. You're more than welcome. We don't mind answering questions. Obviously, those of you that are in the server can just ping me later anyway, so it's not a problem. After Christmas, Cube. I'm just chilling, yeah.
That's fair.
No, you're not allowed. You got to work on profiles first. Actually, I got one. Okay, I think Sudo's typing one as well.
Yeah.
You've been ignored because it's not really relevant to us, is it? And putting a spoiler on something that I'm not looking at to click is sort of
right now. Probably wait till your game's actually released first.
Yeah, like finish it first.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Shrimpo, about those old Step Mania issues. Okay. Right, I'll wait until Shrimpo finishes question. Sudo, MIDI is fully supported. I've tested it with my DJ controller. We've added all the extra buttons. We've got rotary MIDI. We've got pressure-sensitive MIDI. We've got slider and crossfader MIDI, and we've got button MIDI working. So I tested my Vestax VCI 400 DJ controller, which has every type of MIDI button on it, and we had to extend the button range by a considerable amount, so it didn't overflow the enumerator. Well, I didn't. Joust did. I was just a tester. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be out tomorrow. Not this alpha, Lunda, but yes, there will be in the next one. Damn, that's crazy considering all I say is, hey, MIDI doesn't give correct values and I can't map shit. Yeah, well, we basically fixed it, and I'm going to write the Linux events for Linux and Mac. So now everyone will have MIDI support. We want it actually, so we're going to actually have it. So no, actually, I'm not going to spoil that. You can wait. I'm not going to tell you that one. Yes, Shrimpo, please put them on our repo. Yeah, put them on the OutFox repo for the old issues.
Be sure to mark them as upstream.
Make sure they're marked as upstream. Yeah, make sure you put upstream in the title. All right. You got a day to wait. Yeah, basically it's just a case of we'll build them tomorrow and release tomorrow. with my hand being screwed, I've not done the change log, so we can't really release tonight. Stop fucking posting spoilers so I have to swap monitor to fucking click them. What is this?
No, he's saying that he may or may not be actively writing content for that panel arrangement once we add it.
That means, I guess, whenever we get SMX mode, we'll already have content available. So that's
Yeah, I
cool.
don't know what you're talking. What's this? I don't know what you're talking about.
What is this
Actually,
SMX?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, who says I'm waiting?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's
That's
using like
mush-
a pump note skin to mimic. Oh god.
And those of
technically
you,
are allowed to do that.
those of you that DM'd me in request of what the hell Liro's using right now, this is our Dark Fox project. It is, think of it like our canary for developing on. It's called Project Umbreon. You won't get access to this. This is what we use internally. It's considered Alpha 7, so it's a little bit ahead of what you guys will be playing with. But if you're in the Alpha team or long-standing Patreon, you'll get access to it next year. What do you mean so much cheese? Your status and my willingness to help you has sadly dwindled.
These Twitch notifications.
Tweet cheese. How is it cheesy?
Of course.
Now everyone. Now everyone's posting spoilers of like all the guys.
And I mean literally spoilers, like pictures of like car spoilers.
Oh no.
Other than that, any sneak peeks on pump stuff? No, because I've not put them to this branch yet. Lol. Can you stop posting car parts, please, Jazz? The pump stuff we'll tease a little bit off on 4.95's alpha at the end of November. All right, we'll show you a little bit then because I should have some stuff in Umbreon then as well. I actually like the dark theme. It's to the point, compact.
Yeah, like I keep saying, like at some point we should like have this as just a separate download theme.
Yeah, and we'll make a theme of this theme, so you guys can at least enjoy the darkness of it. It's based off. It's like a nighttime Tron. It's based off Tron actually. The color scheme is. That's where I got the idea from. So. No, Pump It Up is actually going to have a different mode. The pump mode that's in the game at the moment is not going to be touched. There's a lot of you that have views on this, but I was reached out to by several of the communities that actually make content for the pump mode. So the mode that you guys are wanting will be called PRU. So we can put all the K-pump stuff and all the accurate holds, ticks, the velocity, all the extra mods, all the new note types, all the other bits and pieces we've got to bloody add will be under that mode. Okay, so the people that want to play the broken pump mode, or what we call the SM4 mode, will be able to still play the SM4 mode, and those of you that want your crazy accurate sim of PRU can play it on the PRU mode. Okay, that's how it's going to be, and I'm not changing my mind on that. That's also, at the behest of several of the main pump developers as well. So you guys will just need to bear in mind that everything for PRU. When I said everything, I mean everything. Okay.
And when this guy says it, you know he's not joking.
Because the fact is, we need to actually develop a new pipe for a lot of the math for pump it up. So I can't really do that by using the old pump mode because that's based off DDR. We have to actually rewrite it ourselves. So that's the reason. When we talk about splitting down and doing everything from scratch, it's All right. So apologies for being a bit stern there, but yes. And then that's why I've had the pump community work with us on basically giving us a wish list of what they need. Because of that factor, we've not had input for so long. It's a case of we've just been half-assing, adding bits and pieces and support. So, what's Macnom? What the fuck is this?
What is Macnom? I'm gonna look this up.
Rumors of the other 5 key mode. I can neither confirm or deny.
Magnum's up. Put up, Dev.
Ah.
Oh jeez. Oh god. Keep speaks.
I know.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway. Let's move on. Any other questions? Any talk. Questions. So you've got the whole dev team for the entirety of Stepmania here, and none of you are asking.
Guess our game's perfect.
I know, right?
Does 5.3 have Easter eggs?
Ask the bunny.
But don't scare the hare.
If we tell you they're not Easter eggs, you gotta find it yourself.
No need to be rude, Pseudo. You're in the project all the time. Quite a few of the people that have joined this evening have not been in the project for some time. Favorite beverage for a Friday night? I'm currently enjoying a Fireball cinnamon whiskey and with a mixed with some Old Jamaica fiery ginger ale. That is my drink for a Friday evening. Whoa! What the literal shit?
Excellent.
Any plans on replacing X with clear percent for auto fail? Fails. Huh?
That might be.
I think that's so weird. Like,
What?
you already do get a percentage of how far you got, like score-wise. Shouldn't that be like a similar metric, if not better?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means unless they're talking about getting rid of like A, B, C, D, E, F altogether and just having percentage. Maybe? I don't know.
I think it means like how far through the chart, because I remember this was asked earlier and I was confused by it. Like, we already have like your high score if you fail, but they want the survive, like the length of time. So if it's halfway through percent.
Survive time.
Like percent complete.
Yeah.
I suppose we could. Nothing really stopping that. Yeah.
Like Rock Band does it, and I like that.
Put it on the repo and
Yeah.
feature request. Yeah, we're quite active on our Discord. Most helping out community. Yeah, I know we obviously do a lot of work as it is. Pseudo, I appreciate you thanking us for work. Yeah, I only had major surgery like 2 days ago. 14 stitches while they cut out scar tissue around my ligaments.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I've got like a massive bandage and stuff around my hand right now. But basically, it saved my hand. So 14 stitches. They went in with a decent hack. Got rid of the scar tissue around the 2 tendons that were crushing the tendons, basically. and prevented me from losing the use of 2 of my fingers. So
Wow.
fair play to the surgeon, man. I've got respect for that. So, but max 14, yeah, indeed, max 14. But otherwise, yeah, it's a case of we like to get the thing is when you have a game that works, Sudo, it's actually really fucking difficult to get a hold of feedback. This is what's ironic. When we have a game that works, the dev team will know nothing. We don't get any feedback at all because everyone's happy playing the game. Only when we break shit do we get feedback. So sometimes, and we'll be honest, we do slip in an occasional breakage, so people actually come back and talk to us. So, but obviously this month we haven't done that. If there's actually a breakage, it's genuine. We've not deliberately added any logs or breakages this month. But yeah. And also, those of you obviously that are our alpha testers, that's a news for that actually while we're here. I'm going to be adding a proper games company style testing document and system that you guys can work towards when we give you a test build. So you've got like a purpose to play and things to spot and things to notice and things to report against. So you've got like you've got basically a point to the alpha testing. Because at the minute, obviously, a lot of the stuff we've already fixed. But as we're moving a lot further forward with obviously moving a lot of the stuff that's on Umbreon over to Silver Alpha, which is what our current branch is, we naturally will need specific targeted testing depending on people with specific systems or specific pads, etc., etc. So, yeah. So, yeah, you're one of the few that actually reads the change logs. I hope you appreciate the fact that I do try and make them as fun as possible, but it's yeah. Try to make them amusing because a lot of them are dry. So it's but going forward, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Can you just pop into experimental settings, Lero? But has he gone for a shit or something?
Lero?
Is he on the John? Oh, he does say be right back. Yeah, he's probably on the John.
Quick, remote desktop into his computer.
Yeah. He's going to take a piece. A piece of cake. Do you guys have a plan for a set of songs to include? We have looked at doing some custom packs. Yeah, we've got 3 already, which is what the ones from SM51 is. But we've got our credits song, which is 5.3 unique, and we're gonna have a custom. A couple of our friends do some more, I think, as well. There's been a lot of requests for us to do like tournament packs and event packs because we're going to add multiplayer and a lot of other factors coming down the line. And we've got to basically just agree on, how far we go with this. So it's a case of, because we don't have really a specific solid community to look after, like obviously a Turner, we can quite happily go anywhere we like. So, it's actually quite exciting where we can go with Stepmania OutFox or 5.3, if you want to call it that. But yes, we are looking for artists and stuff like that to look for a community pack for OutFox specifically. And if you're up for charting or, people that want to chart, let us know because, specific 5.3 content would be lovely. And if you want to start modding for 5.3, myself and Mr. That Kid will be releasing a 5.3 specific set of modding information over the next month or two. when we could. So it's going to be useful. A good time to be a modder. Hmm. You say so?
Lumber suggesting a mix of pad and keyboard for dance.
I agree.
For this pack, at least. I feel like we should do more than just dance, though, for these.
I think any song that we give, we should do all the modes.
Yeah.
We need a pack for everything. Yeah. Para. We've already got an entire community that want to produce for 5.3 because we're the first build of Stepmania that's actually got a fixed version of Para Paradise that matches the arcade. So they're very thankful. Pump. Yeah, that's all I can say about that.
All you can say about Pump is just Pump.
Well, it's a case of so much of our bloody work because we've still got to fix like so many of the other modes because they've been neglected, isn't it? Everything's been fucking forky all the time.
Yeah, if I'm honest, actually, a mode that I really want to work on after I'm done with the Alpha stuff, I really want to work on the EC2 DJ stuff. Like,
well, if you're going to do that, we may as well work on DJ Max with you then.
Yeah,
and probably also the Beatmania mode as well.
And
yeah,
O2 Jam.
I've been playing a lot of those recently.
And O2 Jam, we can do that, and then we've got, dude. Yeah, let's do that then. Okay. I'll work with you.
After Alpha 5 and Pump.
Yeah, I'll work with you on fixing the backgrounds because we're going to need a new blending mode for actor frames for those. So I'm going to have to add the blending mode systems for that.
Yeah, we need to do some stuff to the background layer.
Yeah, and also add the second and third background layers for BMS. Yes, of course. Anyways, that's us pottering on.
That's the future, though.
So for Christmas, what we're looking at, we will be launching Alpha 5, which will have some very good revamps and some very good updates. You're going to be pleasantly blown away, actually. Even I'm blown away when I look at it. So if I'm blown away, you guys are going to be like, holy shit. We're going to have the beginnings of the Pump stuff. It's not going to be ready in time for Christmas. You can blame everyone for finding bugs, but mostly blame Apple. So Pump is going to be coming January and February. There's going to be like a couple of bits and pieces for that. We've got timing windows have already been fixed, haven't they? I've got the Glez driver to start working on. So those of you that have got Raspberry Pis or slightly weaker systems can use EGL and Glez 1, which means you'll have much better performance. You'll even be able to run it on a shitty old Android, PS Vita, PSP natively, no emulation. So that's coming. I'm in the process of writing that myself. We will have a PS2 supported version of the game as well because Glez driver. I'm rewriting the sound mechanics, so we'll support Wii U, Switch, and we will support Dreamcast because why the fuck not? We've also we're writing a new version 5 of our input system. So myself and Jasway will work on adding native analog calibration support for FSR pads, which includes Arduino, anything that comes via UART, anything that uses libhid or libUSB, or on Linux uses libraw or libevent. And we've got anything that uses Cocoa events on macOS, which is, I can't remember its new name now. Do you know the new name for Cocoa events, Jose? Or is it still Cocoa events? Is it still Cocoa or is it NS now?
It's still Cocoa, yeah.
Still Cocoa, hasn't it? They haven't changed it. It's deprecated, but they haven't changed it yet. We're also going to start working on the new streamlined metal driver, so we can actually display on the new macOS ARM builds that are coming for the new ARM iPods and the ARM iPods. Yeah, is it iPod? Yeah, no, iPad. Sorry, and the new ARM Apple Macintoshes, laptop things. We're going to be adding new texture systems, so we'll be adding compression for textures. So those of you that know how to use DDS, VTX, S3TC, or D3CT, if you're a Direct 3D type of guy or girl, or in between, if you're fluid. There's also the factor of I'm going to change the way sound cards are initialized in the game. So those of us on Mac, Linux, and Windows, you'll be able to actually set your card in the game rather than with fucking metrics that are broken. We're going to be able to set refresh rates. You'll be able to set resample rates, output rates, and also PCM output for those of you that have got a sound system. They also will be available in the game once this new system's been written. What else have we got?
Why is Kenneth just constantly showing up on the overlay? What's going on?
I'm not sure. I think he's crashed. Shall I kick him? I think he's crashed. I think he just wants to wee a lot. I don't know. I think he's just after the attention. I think Kenneth's just after the attention. Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
What else was there?
I'm gonna temporarily drag you to relaxing chat if you don't mind.
Drag him out and drag him back in again. Yeah. So there's lots of other factors. We've got a working NFC driver on Dragons, which I'll be moving across to those of you that want to store your game details like in an amiibo style way. We'll be able to recommend specific tab cards that you can plug into your cab or plug into your PC, and you can just have a card that you tap and it stores your data on it and things like that. That's something else that's coming. We've got Ant Plus support for those of you that have heart rate monitors. That's also going to be a support thing that will be natively in the game. We've still got to discuss internally as a team how we do the new fitness system, because I also want to measure O2 stats, because you'll get a much more accurate use of cardiovascular fitness, VO2 fitness, and also your internal, just lung capacity, as well as how many calories you burnt properly. Lot of proper lights drivers. We're going to add a DMX mode to the game. For those of you that don't know what DMX is, it's an open sourced library that is used in stage lighting. So the game will be able to control those. What else was there? Is that about it? I think that is, isn't it? What we've got planned for the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
You guys got anything else?
Do we have any plans for RGB lighting support?
I've already got RGB lighting support. It's just a case of moving it over. Well, it's RGBW actually, Lero.
Okay.
It's RGBW support because obviously you have the red, green, blue, and white for intensity.
Oh, right.
Smart bulbs. You'd have to let me know what API they use. I suppose we could. I don't know.
Having a whole room change colors.
But anyways, that's basically where we're going product-wise. And, there'll be other modes added. We haven't finished with adding the extra modes that we're going to support. Joust is going to work on prettying up the game select menu, aren't you, Joust? Make it look good. I think that's roughly everything that we've got planned, actually. Obviously, new profile system. And then a new online system at stepmania.online. I think, we've got lots of stuff coming, basically. Hopefully, we can not kill each other in the interim.
I'm sure we'll make it through.
I think we'll be good, won't we?
Yep, at the end of everything, hold on to something.
That's true. Right, before we head off, has anyone got any more questions?
Will the online system have rollback netcode?
Rollback that code. Get the fuck out of here.
What's next? Is someone gonna ask if it's gonna be available in Europe?
Yeah, I know, right?
What's next? We're gonna be playing Smash Bros and OutFox or something?
No, I mean like EMU's isn't.
Uh,
No, we'll just make sure that it's like available in one tiny republic somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, you
Access it.
have to go to my house in order to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only available in rural Saskatchewan.
On one tree in rural Saskatchewan. Only one tree accesses it.
Yeah, one rural municipality. Good luck
All right.
finding it.
Global user will be NAU usually like Genshin Impact.
That's your answer, Jess. It's just bunny. All right. So are we all wrapped up and Gucci? Yeah, everyone happy?
Yeah, I think we're all good now.
I think we're good. No more questions. I don't think we've got any more. I'll hold for 2 minutes. If we haven't got anything by 10:02, I'll consider us Dunyan rings.
I have a question.
No.
Okay.
Go on. What is it?
Are we gonna have a CI/CD pipeline set up for Windows builds for people like me that can't build on Windows?
Yes, I guess we could actually get off my ass and set up our proper CI/CD.
Are we gonna use Travis or just something like that, or do you know?
I haven't decided what we're going to use yet.
Okay. Also, is anyone interested in depackage and RPMs? Because I have that system basically done.
Yeah, lots of people. We actually should start looking at an SM repo and PPA.
Yeah, I can host a repo to make upgrades and stuff easier. It's just there's a lot of standardization between OSs that doesn't exist, so that's what I've kind of been stuck at.
Okay, well, ping me. You don't need to sit there and lone wolf on your own. I can give you a hand with that.
Yeah, just whenever we do whenever we do a release, I usually fix things in the build system and I work a little bit on it at a time. So that's it. But yeah, I'm down to host a repo and get that going.
Okay, well, it looks like you can start building 491 then, as it's sort of, I think we're Gucci right now.
Okay.
I'll tag 491 momentarily. I don't think we've got anything else.
Someone at least test the serial driver I just pushed. And then we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, as long as it's not like you've got it so it disables it on Linux and Mac, fine. As long as it's in Win32 only, you should be okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's Win only.
Well, I can compile it in a moment, actually. I'm on that branch, so...
Cool.
Yeah, Cube does always sound so defeated. He's knackered all the time. That's the problem. He's so busy. It's not his fault, unfortunately. He's just a bloody busy chap, aren't you, bud?
Mm-hmm. But I managed to get a SMX session in during lunch, like every day this week.
That's good.
And we're doing like a work thing where people are battling their steps, and we added like steps that sync to the mobile app to Google Fit. So I was able to just destroy everyone doing like 40,000 steps a day.
Hold on, gotta do one tiny little tweak to that before we... This shouldn't take long.
We found some Lero code, have we, before we were about to launch?
Yes, actually, hold on, just...
Oh, no.
Goof.
We have found the Lero code.
You have disappointed me for the last time.
Okay. So for this month, I'll post the changelog shortly for 4.9.1. Yeah, I know, right? It's like been waiting to release for like 4 days, and then moments before I tag it, he's like, "Yeah, let me add this." I'm like, "Bro." It's not really a question, really. Okay, so I will announce that 4.9.1 will probably be tomorrow. Well, Mac and Windows will definitely be tomorrow. Don't know about when we get Linux. I think Cube. You can start compiling them tonight, can't you?
Yeah, it takes like 4 minutes to do the base builds, and then the ARM ones take like an hour or so.
All right. Can you whack the Linux ones up then, and I'll push them in the morning?
Yep.
Because unfortunately, it's going to take me fucking ages to write up the change logs because of my hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
So yeah, we'll have the builds ready in the morning.
Also, I can upload to GitHub. I didn't realize I could before, so it saves a whole step, so it makes it easier.
Oh, okay. You can put them straight on. Okay, I'll create the new. You can upload them there then.
All right.
All right. If that's no other questions, we'll release 4.9.1 tomorrow with a change log. And yeah, that's it. Unless anyone else from the team got anything to say?
Think we're all good here.
Okay, that last minute commit is pushed.
If it's something silly, I'm going to be upset.
No, it's just the
It's a Pizza Hut.
it's just the vertical
It's the
positioning
Taco
of the song
Bell.
title on the header
I'm
bar.
at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco
The thing
Bell.
that
all
Monaco
I
will
wanted
like
to say.
bash you over the head with
If I
Bam,
didn't, although it looked even worse. Yeah, this is just gonna turn into acapella pendulum.
Well, it compiles okay. Cube.
Okay, that's good. There was some macros I had to remove and do it the actual way.
Well, Liro's obviously his push has just meant that I've got to redo a load of stuff. Push it through again, but yeah, it looks like. Obviously, we'll have to test with Linux and Mac that it compiles okay on those two.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
did.
you've
I built it before I sent.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yes, bud.
You're on Twitch, right? You have the Twitch window open.
Why?
Look at the tags we use. We have English, simulation, rhythm, music game, and action and party.
Do we?
Why do we have action and party?
I don't see party, but I see action.
Because I like my Pizza Hut.
I like my Taco Bell.
I'm
I
at the
like
Pizza
my
Hut.
combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
I'm hearing everybody telling me to go to hell, says Pseudo.
Okay then. We're currently the highest person for Stepmania on Twitch, which is quite nice.
Because we're at the Pizza Hut.
The Taco Bell. Yeah, let's move on. Right, it's getting silly. Yeah, you're going to need to go and find someone to raid then, Lyra. But thank you all for joining us. We're going to wrap it up here.
Oh yeah, later tonight I might actually be streaming Night in the Woods on the Team Rezu channel. That's got some rhythm game in it, so it's relevant. But
yeah, you could just like play it now, Lyra. You know,
I was
let
thinking
people
about
stay
doing
on.
it now, but actually, would
You
you
take
like
a
to
shit.
do it now or later?
Up to
Any
you.
votes here? Like,
Just
especially
do
if
it.
anyone wants to do like voice acting and stuff, have some fun.
They can join our voice chat and still do it, can't they?
Like, I'll probably
Yeah.
hop over to live on stream chat. So
Yeah, go for it.
Didn't make a note skin from that game.
yes, you did.
And why isn't it in the game then?
Because
That's
well,
copyright.
Because
yeah, you
Pizza
don't-
Hut.
Yeah, don't want Officer Smelmers going after you.
Oh
Who?
yeah, I don't know.
No, the police officer.
The dog?
The
It
what?
probably has
Police
something
officer.
to do with.
Okay, all right, wrap it. Wrap it
yeah,
up.
we're
Come
we'll
We're done.
see ya next month. Last Friday
Enjoy
of the
the-
month as usual.
And
And-
enjoy the release tomorrow. Yeah.